Are you up for a logo test? I have some new ones for you to test your brain again. Don't forget to keep track of your score so you can see how well you did. Okay, at first, I'll be showing you two logos, one correct one and one fake one. You just have to tell me which one is the correct one. Deal? Let's go then. What about this logo? Everybody's favorite HBO. Yes, of course. It's this one. Next up, GTA 5, a computer game. Can you find the correct logo? Here it is. Did you get it? What about Vodafone? Can you see it? Correct. It's the right one. What do you have to say here? What's the correct Nirvana logo? Yes, it's this one. Now, Android. Nothing complicated. Which one is it? That's the left one. Boston Celtics, a basketball team. Can you spot the correct logo? Yes, this one seems right. Can you remember the correct Dolby logo, the sound system? Here it is. What do you say about Peugeot? Can you see the one and only? Yep, right here on the left. What about Uniqlo, the clothing brand? Find it. That's the one on the right. Patagonia, what's your call? Pick the right, and you're right. Right. Think hard and find the correct logo of the Washington Commanders. Not sure if it helps, but they're a football team. So, what do you say? It's this one. Calvin Klein is super famous. Where's the correct logo? This is the one. What about Allianz, the insurance company? That's the one. Next up is the Thesaurus Dictionary. Can you see the right logo? It's this one. Mental floss. Pick the right logo, please. Yeah, it's the left one. Change of task. I'll show you a logo and you have to name it. Do you think you know them all? We'll see. Here's the first one. It's quite easy. Do you remember it? Correct. It's the New York Yankees, a baseball team. Great job. Not hard at all. Who is this woman? It's the woman featured in the logo of Columbia Pictures. I hope you got it right. This one is quite famous. That's Fairy, a dishwasher gel. Okay, do you know this brand? It's Lululemon. Can you remember where this bird comes from? Or maybe at least the name of this bird? That's a cardinal, and the team is the Arizona Cardinals. What do you say here? That's UC Browser. What about this one? Pontiac, an American car brand. This one is quite simple, a flying baseball. So yeah, tell me which team it is. Of course, it's the Los Angeles Dodgers. What about this S? What does it stand for? That's Seat, a Spanish car brand. This one is famous worldwide. Do you know this organization? That's the United Nations. Any thoughts here? That's Tree Hut, a personal care brand. Not knowing this one is almost illegal. Yes, it's 21 Pilots. You see it all the time. Can you recognize it? It's Pantene, of course, a shampoo. Do you know what this logo is? It's Chicago Cubs, the famous baseball team. Okay, this one's a bit harder. What do you say? It's the logo of Billie Eilish. Do you know this one? It's Swatch, a watch brand. I just removed the name. Does it ring a bell? Red Hot Chili Peppers, the band. Quite a fancy logo. What is it? The New Orleans Saints, a football team. Okay, a needle. Do you know the brand? It's Cole Haan. It's a luxury footwear brand. Look, that's a great one. Any ideas? That's Starlink. It's an internet constellation operated by SpaceX that delivers internet to remote areas. This one for sure looks fancy. So, ideas? That's Parker. They make those crazy expensive pens. Everyone knows this penguin, but wait, where did you see it? On books, it's the logo of Penguin Random House, a huge publisher. Okay, here's a GE logo. What does it mean? General Electric. This one is quite famous. Do you know it? It's the New England Patriots, a football team from Boston. Do you know this logo? It's Roxy. Easy peasy. What is it? It's Google Classroom. A logo you probably know because everybody does. What is this? Queen, the band. This one is hard but definitely worth a try. Any guesses? It's the World Bank. This one is almost like TikTok, but different of course. What is it? That's Likey. Do you have any clue what this is? That's the logo of the Los Angeles Chargers, a football team. Do you know this organization? That's the logo of the International Monetary Fund. What about this one? Do you recognize the logo? That's Happen, a dating app. Any thoughts here? It shouldn't be too hard. Cat related, obviously. It's Shiba, a cat food brand. I bet you know it. That's Philips. Maybe not the most famous one, but the ball and the letter give enough hints. Los Angeles Clippers, a basketball team. What do you think this logo is? That's Macmillan Publishers, a huge book publisher. What about this logo? Have you ever seen it before? That's the logo of the European Union. Do you recognize this one? That's CapCut, a video editing app. Any thoughts on this one? Yeah, it's AutoZone. What do you say about this one? Any ideas? Pittsburgh Steelers, another football team for you. And now it's time for the final type of task. It's the hardest one. I'll show you just a little piece of a logo, and you have to recognize it. Do you think you can manage? Let's check. Here's the first one for you, a very easy one. Any guesses? It's Safari. Yeah, nothing too hard again. You know it well. What do you say? That's the Olympics. Yeah, I'm being way too nice, but keep enjoying it while it lasts. What is it? That's Wikipedia, of course. Another easy one for you. Hit it. Yep, that's Metallica. Now, things are getting harder. What is this? That's Alcatel. Good. Any thoughts here? That's Ray-Ban. Okay, I'll give you a break. Where is this piece from? That's Toys R Us, of course. Super simple. You have my respect if you know it. That's the World Health Organization. So, any thoughts? The Brooklyn Nets basketball team, of course. Nothing hard. What is this logo? Aha, that's Lacoste. Any ideas about where these squares come from? Aha, that's GoPro. Did you get it right? Do you have any thoughts on this one? That's corn. Tell me what this is. That's Funimation. Do you recognize this face? Yes, you have definitely seen it on Planters Peanuts. Okay, I have to admit I wouldn't guess it myself, but maybe you will. Trust me, you know this brand very well. Faber-Castell, they produce stationaries. So, how'd you do? Let me know how many points you got in the comments below.
Today, I'm going to test your attention to detail with short but tricky puzzles. Do you have what it takes to find all the oddities in them? Let's check. You can see two women in the elevator. One works in this building, while the other came here for an interview. Can you guess which one works here? The woman on the right has a name tag on her jacket, while the one on the left has none. Can you spot an odd pineapple here? It's this one in the corner. It has 3 leaves, while all the rest have 4. Okay, let's make it harder this time. Do you notice anything weird in this picture? Hurry up! A tap coming right out of the tree doesn't look right, and a purple coconut looks sort of off, right? You've got 3 desserts before you, but only one of them is safe to eat. Can you choose the right one? The strawberries with whipped cream may seem delicious, but those tiny flies scream that this dessert is off. Next, you've got a muffin, but there's a worm in the cherries on top of that muffin. So, ice cream is the safest option. Now let's see how sharp your eyes are. How many numbers can you see? The numbers on the screen are 1, 2, 3, 7, 5, 0, 8, 6, 9. Look at these 3 paintings and try to tell which one is fake. The second one, it's labeled as having been painted in 1950, but there's a lion looking at a smartphone in it. How could there be smartphones back then? You're lost in the woods, cold, and so very hungry. Suddenly, you walk out to a clearing where you see 3 cozy-looking houses. Check your survivor's instinct. Which one do you think is safe to enter? The house on the left has a big lock on its door, and its windows are boarded up. There's just no way you can get in. The second house looks safe at first glance, but look at the snow. Bare footprints are leading to its porch. It wouldn't be nice to become a dinner for a hungry bear now, so your safest bet would be the third house. Who's not very smart out of these 2 guys? Well, giving your cat a wash from time to time isn't that bad, although the kitty sure wouldn't like it, so the guy on the left is doing fine. As for the one on the right, look at the pet food package in his hands. He's giving his dog cat's food. This stuff shouldn't be confused. Can you spot what's wrong with this image? The woman sitting in the armchair has two different slippers on her feet. The painting on the wall seems to be from two different time periods at once. There's a Victorian-era man with a digital camera hanging from a strap on his neck. Which of these three pictures has something wrong in it? The second one. The girl in it is eating her soup with a fork. One of the kids in the picture snuck out of the bedroom through the window at night and came back. Who was it? The one in the lower right corner still has their shoes on. One of these people going abroad is suspicious. Who? The woman on the right is going to Indonesia, but she's got a warm coat and a scarf packed in her suitcase. Are you willing to bet who's going to win in this rope pulling contest? If you placed your bet on the right-hand team, you've got it. There's more than one person on their side. They're just hidden outside the frame. Can you figure out how many interviews this guy already attended this month? Oh, no. He's done 5 out of 6. There are 6 post-it notes on the calendar, but a little movable square indicates the current date is on the 26th. His next interview is on the 28th. This room has something wrong, but I can't see it. Can you? There's a bird in the fish tank. Which hand is the odd one out? It's the third one, the only right hand here. The rest are lefts. There are 3 people in the science lab, but one of them is not who they want the others to believe they are. Who is it? It's the guy on the right. He's wearing a fake ID badge on his lab coat. This hall is full of extravagantly dressed guests, but one of them is more extravagant than the rest. They're a ghost. Can you spot them? Look at the woman on the left. Her feet are almost transparent. She must be the ghost. This one will require both your observation skills and logic. Which of the 2 teapots can hold more tea? The one on the left is taller, but the one on the right is broader, so they can hold an equal amount of tea. Still, the taller one also has its nose at the same level as the broader one, which won't allow it to be filled to the brim, so the right teapot can hold more tea. Which one of these 3 people came to this cafe not alone? It's the girl behind the table in the middle. She has 2 cups of tea in front of her. One of these 3 partygoers has recently escaped prison and hasn't gotten rid of all the evidence. Can you figure out who it is? It's the guy on the right. He still has handcuffs hanging from one of his hands. An art exhibition owner has sold a painting to a private collector. He said it was a work of an unknown 18th century artist. But the next day, the disgruntled buyer returned the picture to the exhibition owner and demanded his money back. Can you tell why by looking at the picture? Well, there shouldn't be an airplane in the painting if it was genuinely from the 18th century. Someone broke into a house in a rich neighborhood and got away with a lot of valuables. The police had a suspect and stopped by his home. The suspect said he hadn't left his home since the day before. but the police officers knew he was lying. Can you guess why? Look at the helmet on the bike's handlebar. It's upside down. Since it was raining so hard, it would have been already filled with water to the brim if it hadn't been hanging like this since the day before. A police officer approached a man sitting in a car parked next to a hotel's front door and issued a parking ticket. The man was outraged, saying he'd been there for no more than 2 minutes, and the sign said 5 minutes of staying was allowed. Still, the officer was adamant that the man wasn't telling the truth. Why? There had been a heavy snowfall and just too much snow on the man's car hood and roof. If he had arrived just 2 minutes before, the snow would have been blown away by the wind or melted. There are 3 passports before you, but only 2 of them are real. Which one is fake and why? The right one is fake. Passport photos should be taken against a white background, and this one has something else in it. Which of these 2 people here is asking for trouble? Surfing is not the safest of sports, but if this girl is a professional surfer, she's fine. The man with loud music coming out of his speaker isn't safe though. Loud sounds such as shouting or music can cause an avalanche in the mountains. Jason says he's just returned from a trip to Antarctica and he's showing his friends photographs taken there. They seem alright, but one of Jason's friends thinks he's lying. Why? Look at Jason's face. He has tan lines from the sunglasses.